Thanks very much for being here today. The project Card Protection Going Cloud is born after we visit one technology seminar, and then we realize that we are maybe lose competitivity. Yes, that's what you heard. We are losing competitivity because our IT costs are maybe too high, and we are losing competitivity because we are not serving our customers in the way the others are. So the idea was put those things together, bring some plan and in a project, and how our insurance company can move forward with using cloud IT technology. So of course your opinion is very important, and we are here to find out turning, to get the right way and to move forward to really realize this project. And here is our agenda. So we have in fact two main topics, and we split it in four. So the first two, an overview of cloud computing and utilization, risk, advantage and disadvantage. So here we look at this dilemma of security and cost saving we have in cloud. We see the different types of cloud, and we talk about three different insurance companies, how they are using cloud, what kind of advantage they do perceive. Then after having this introductory part, we move to our scope, so how we are approaching and how we are planning to use cloud in our IT systems, how we're going to manage the risks, what kind of risks we are addressing. And of course we close it with a financial analysis in terms of payback, net present values and internal rate of return. So our agenda today, we hope to make your time worth. Let's move forward. Here's where we're gonna be. We're gonna be fast, safe and clean with IT cloud computing. Fast because we can have operational scalability internally by adding new users, by getting mergers and acquisitions, by using new applications and softwares, or externally with our customers, getting much faster when we try a new application, getting much faster to perceive how the customers, not our products, fast. We want a safety. We want a safety because we are not moving our core business to cloud. Our core business we keep to us. We want to be safety because we have to respect, of course, the regulations. We don't want to give the private data from our insurers, from our customers, and be having it in bad hands. Or we want to be clean. We want to be clean because we need to lower our costs of operation, our total cost of operation in IT. We want a smaller capex investments, clean capex investments. We want a project that is clean, that brings us since 0.18% net present value, that is the minimum the company requires us, up to 4 times. We can, with IT cloud, we can have 4 times the level of activity, from 10 to 40%. Fast, safe and clean using IT cloud computing. A nice scheme that demonstrates us what cloud computing is. So you see in the middle platform, application and infrastructure. So around the cloud you see server, desktop, tablets, smartphones and laptop. So you can have these platforms running down in Australia, you can have these applications running in Europe, and you can have these infrastructures in US. Your network is totally split and shared as needed via internet. That's what cloud computer is about. What happens is everything outside is your firewall. What brings this concern about safety? You have flexibility, you have scalability, but can people access your data? That's the question. Cloud computing brings also a new perspective. It brings you more opportunities to get direct contact with your customers. It brings you an opportunity to perceive your customer faster, even to test new products much easier. How to get into cloud computing? So cloud computing is offered by service providers in contracts per demand. More you use, more you pay. Less you use, less you pay. Cloud computing in a nutshell: pool of resources via internet, access as needed outside the enterprise firewall, contract per use. This graphic is impressive. You see from 2008 to 2012 that the growth investments from insurance company in cloud is in the level of 50 to 60% a year. And then despite it reduced a bit between 2012 and the forecasting to 2016, it is appointed to be in the level of 30 to 40%. So then we start to ask ourselves why. Competition, agility, and global expansion may be part of our answer. So we are being pushed to reduce our premiums. We are facing more and more competitions every day. Other companies, other insurance companies coming to our countries. We are having to be fast. We have these competitors reaching customers. We need to have to test our products and our applications first. And of course, with this global market we can also go to another countries. We can also go to Brazil as a developing country. We can also go to India as another developing country. And cloud computing allow us get there and having our operation running in a faster way. So competition, agility, and global expansions explain part of this big investment in cloud computing. Here we explore this utilization. So you see that flexibility in saving in your left arrow is going opposite way, unfortunately, with level of security. So we listed here 4 types of cloud. So public cloud, hybrid, community, and private. And we try to compare in different aspects of ownership, operation, model, actions, and effort. But what you can see, if we start from the up in yellow, so if you are totally public cloud, you have your service vendor having ownership, operation, you are outsourcing all your things, and you have your service, application, and data in the hands of the service vendor. As an IT company, you have your smaller level of effort, but also it's very small your level of security, and that's the thing, that's the risk we have to balance with. In the other extreme, if you go down to private cloud, then you see, okay, you decide to say, I am the owner, I operate, I have my own OPEX and CAPEX, and in that level, okay, you have much more safety in a high level, but you are having to have a lot of effort, and your saving and flexibility are stepping down. So that's the big dilemma when utilizing cloud computing and the different types of cloud computing that we have. Now we look for some experience. So Pure Insurance in US is having voice over internet, call centers, and all emails running on cloud. What they report is now we are faster. We are serving our market quickly, we have greater speed to market, and we have proper selection of vendors with the applications we develop within the cloud. The second experience we have here is Mutual Life Insurance in US, and they are one step forward. They have human resource, ops, and financial management applications running on cloud. They also run on cloud new business, new applications that are created, or what they call here out-of-the-box solutions. They report then they are being less dependent on IT for their business. They have more innovative solution, fast tested, and they get a higher integration with third party, meaning not only external with the customers, but also with agents, vendors, brokers, or internal partners, sub-suppliers. So our third example here is one association of insurers in Germany. It's important to mention that the government is supporting the German insurance company in here, and therefore they decide to move not only the basic things, but also one step further. They also move data exchange to cloud as they feel safer. They have vendor apps and they have agents portals there, and what they report is a better integration, a better channel to customer, and better integration as Mutual Life with brokers and sub-suppliers. One last observation now, but now comparing a common fact in all the three, Pure Insurance, Mutual Life, and associations in Germany, all they report that no core business is on cloud, and that's we have to take into account. Considering that insurance companies are not moving core business to cloud computing, then we start to ask ourselves what means and what kind of activities they are not moving to cloud computing. And this first graph give us part of the answer. So if you see claim management, rate management, and all those core activities that we do all have in insurance companies, you see that the levels of utilization for this is in the range of 15% or less. So it proves that core activities are not going cloud. So there's a second interesting model that we could find, and here they cross business benefit with IT complexity. So we don't have any cloud computing running in our company at the moment, so we are looking for this low level of IT complexity and despite of low level of business benefit. So we are in this test and learning, and what we are going to try to bring to cloud, it's what is showing here. So email, sales support, and some actual applications. With time it can be that we go more for embracings and for evaluate. It's also interesting that they say here they discourage, or they say we should not go to cloud with aspects like product configurations or compliance. That's in terms reflect the core business not going cloud. So it's the last slide of our introductory part, and now we're starting to look for some advantage. So it's a kind of revision of we have already spoke. So we have lower costs of operation, we have flexibility, scalability, more speed and access to market as big advantage of cloud. And as disadvantage we see as control, privacy, that we have to keep the privacy of our information, and of course comply with regulations, so data leakage, malicious insights, all those aspects that reduce or put some risk to the flexibilities and advantage of cloud. Last aspect, not more technically speaking about how advantage and disadvantage that cloud has, but in the process of going cloud, so we have to trust in some service partner. So what about if this partner gets bankrupt? So we need to look very well which partner we choose, or we are very dependent in one contract, and then we need a proper service level agreement, or it can be so there is no systems that is free from outage. And if we are running different countries and different places, we have to consider outage. Data can be losses. We have these backends in the internet system, but how about this? How can we manage? Is there any action that we can be done, or share technology? So we are going to cloud. All the companies are using the same cloud as us. How it happened? So it's advantage that we can maybe profit from using other technologies, but we are also giving technology to others. Those are the risks. So now our first part is more or less covered. So now we start to discuss how we gonna go cloud in our company. And what we made here is we brought some advantage, some business aspects on one side, and we put the three extremes, the three alternatives, the strategies that would be not go cloud, so stay as we are, and other extreme is go 100% cloud with core and no core business, what will be a more aggressive strategy, but it's also possible. And the middle level, that is do as the others are doing, at least to not have this lostness of competitivity, and not going cloud with what is core business. So you see here always the medium or the compromise being in yellow as keeping the core business by us. So using no core activities in cloud, that's what we are looking in the first perspective to our cloud proposition in our company. So now the question is, what means core function to us? And that's what we brought here. So we put in red what is core function, we put in green what we call support functions, and in yellow what are the business management functions. And to us it's clear core function not gonna go to cloud, and that means claim management, billing, payments, and all those are not moving to cloud. However, all the support functions, yes, they are the ones we are claiming out now to move to cloud. So we want to see new product pipe launching in cloud, we want to see customer service support in cloud, we want to see our sourcing application systems running in cloud. And the yellow means watch, so those functions might go to cloud in the future, we don't know yet, but we are watching. And then it might be more in the direction as we saw in that model, going to embracing cloud in a second moment when we include it. So core functions that are not included, support functions that are included, business functions that are watch, those are the scopes we wanna implement in cloud in this first project. Here is more or less the same as we saw in the previous slide. It's just saying yes, in what is related to our web server, we have higher headness to go to cloud. What is our application server? We are a bit less readiness, or we have a medium level. And what we have related to our data, that's what we want to protect, and that's what we don't want to go cloud. So it's describing the same as we saw in the previous slide. It's more now in the technical level. Extremely important are risks and actions that we're going to take, and we start looking here for the aspect that we mentioned, partnership bankrupt. So we want to work with one of the big three providers. Then we can't accept inappropriate service levels agreement. So we want to look for one consultant that knows what is talking and has experience in service levels agreement, and it will take the time that we need to revise and to discuss the terms included that we have in the end, the appropriate and the correct level of service level agreement. We mention as well the problems of data leakages or data looseness. So we're looking for partners that have some encryptions, and we're going to study the encryptions methods they use. We want to check the certification securities they have, and we need also to know we cannot lose data, so what kind of backup strategy they use. I believe here we have stressed it enough, so only no core activities to comply with regulation, to protect our strategy, to protect the privacy of our customers. Availability is a very important topic, so we need to do audits from time to time. We make sure via KPIs in our contract that our server provider is providing what he provides. And that has to be included, of course. And the second very important aspect here is lock-in. So yes, we get a very good contract, and then we became dependent from this provider. So how we do if you want to break a contract? How does it work? So we need to have some interruption contract terms. We want to have some people from us involved in this cloud team that are sometimes there in the provider, and then sometimes back here in the way that reduce our dependence. And the third important aspect is we don't want to do all in one shot. We want to do it in path. So all these aspects we saw that we say we want to move to cloud in green. We will do one, we will test, see what we learn, and then we move to the next. So with this learning path, we also minimize risk, and we can also see how our provider behave and how much we became locked in. And here I will say it's maybe not a risk, it's more the reason that we are doing all this project, to get competitiveness, to reduce our IT cost, that means at least our total cost of operation, and to be close, to get direct contact with our customers. Yes, Peter Druck also said if you cannot explain your project in numbers, then forget, you don't have a project. So we try to make up the numbers in here. The costs we kept fixed. So you see three scenarios where costs are fixed. And the reason we say yes, imagine we get 100% of the money we are asking for, and we are using it independent of the scenario we are going, but the benefits change, and then it means we are pointed here, we are going to do we are taking the time that is necessary to evaluate the appropriate service level agreement. We are going to do things in steps and in areas one after the other, and that might be that we don't find the correct partner at the first moment, or that our first try was not that successful, and in that sense we only get the infrastructure benefit in 50% range, or let's say in 75% range, or in 100% range if we are 100% successful. We also mentioned that another benefit of cloud computing is new business, that we get close contact with customer, that we can provide new types of application solutions. So in the first two scenarios we say the benefit of business revenue increase by going cloud is 0, but we also put in the third scenario that we get 50% of what we are planned, what we believe is realistic to have. So in certain aspects it's also conservative. So the first scenario, also all the costs are fixed. The first scenario has 50% of the benefit in infrastructure, the second scenario has 75% of the infrastructure, and the third one, beside 100% benefit of the infrastructure, there it is also part of their revenue benefit. So we build three different cash flows. What you have there is one of them. It's the one that has this 50% and 0%, as you see more or less in the middle of the slide. We put the cost, we listed the benefits, and we got the cash flow from the moment we start until the 6th year of the project. Yes, we are almost finished. So we brought again all three scenarios, and now we have the implementation time. In the worst scenario, of course, it takes a little bit longer. We said maybe we have some issue, it takes 3 years. They were the ones we consider 2. Okay, the minimum attractivity level is determined to us, is given to us, so we keep in the 10% level. Cash flow reflects the cash ins and out during this time. So the interesting are those three indexes, and we have those in this graphics. So the first graphic is indicate as the payback simple, and the payback simple tell us it can be in the worst scenario from 4.84 years down to 3 years. That's what it's saying there. And then we can go to the net present value. Net present values tell us, okay, even we have only the 0 or almost 0, only the 10% reflect in the IRR bar here, the 10% rate of return, or we can have 4 times more. As we said at the beginning, we can have up to the level of 40% internal rate of returns, what reflects the net present value of 12.58. So now even Peter Drake is happy. Yes, financially speaking, Go Cloud is viable. Wow, we arrived to our conclusions. So now I think it's also a kind of summary. Now yourself here, now you feel comfortable. I'm sure you feel comfortable to say yes, with cloud we are cloud computing, we are fast. With cloud computing we are safe. With cloud computing we have a clean IT infrastructures and TCO costs. So thanks very much for all your attention. Thanks for your time. I hope we get approval of this project to move forward. You'll see in the next following slides a bit of the references we have used and also some learned lessons. So bye for now. Thanks very much.